Lighter bullets tend to move a little bit faster through the air and you don't have that effect. So there's a lot that goes into this, and I'm gonna go ahead and warn you guys. I'm not a long distance shooter, right? I know a little bit about it. I know enough to be dangerous with it, but I'm not a long distance shooter. I shoot carbines, I shoot shotguns, I shoot pistols, right? I try to train and do long distance stuff, but I don't teach it, okay? There are a lot of guys that are much, much more knowledgeable than me on that subject, and they can explain to you everything about those external ballistics that you need to know to effectively put rounds down range, okay? So that being said, where does external ballistics matter to us? Well, external ballistics matters to us if we're talking about carbine training, right? And we're looking at 100, 200, 300-yard shots, right? At that point in time, we're worried to a certain extent about the bullet drop, right? But we're worried more about kind of our point of aim, point of zero, right? And making sure that we understand the trajectory and the flight pattern of that bullet. Now, the last one on here is terminal ballistics. This is the one that matters the most to us as conceal and carry weapons holders. We're talking about pistol shooting 25 yards and less. This is the one that is the most important to us. Terminal ballistics of your round. This is what the round actually does when it enters into a target, right? And it actually acts upon its target, okay? So we have to consider a couple things, right? We have to consider bullet expansion, muzzle energy, right? How much energy is being expended if that bullet were to travel through the person? So what's called over penetration, right? You're traveling through your intended target. These are all things to consider. And what we found after years and years of studying this, right? There used to be, back 20 years ago, there was a huge debate, and people were, you were a 9mm guy, or you were a 45 guy, or you were a 40 cal guy. And then there was a few people that were like 10mm, 57 SIG, etc. Reality of it is that that debate has been kind of done with now for a number of years. Pretty much everybody has agreed that 9mm is the superior round with modern ammunition for self-defense. Why? Okay, that's the big question. Because one of the arguments that's always made by the 45 crowd or the 40 crowd is they will say, well, you think that those modern improvements on a 9mm bullet didn't apply to the 40 and 45? Of course they did.